So you've been working on restoring your relationship with your wife, but you seem to be running into this problem. Your wife doesn't know how to be intimate or doesn't want to be intimate right now. This is a common situation many people find themselves in. And the truth is, your wife may need some space or even take a break from sexual intimacy. Chances are your wife's been hurt by some of your choices, whether it's pornography, adultery, some form of abuse, and she's gonna need some space and some healing before she can feel comfortable enough to re-engage in sexual intimacy. She may not even know in the moment why she feels unsafe. And unfortunately, when it comes to healing in this area, there is no set timeline for this. For those of you that don't know my full story, I was engaged in pornography for several years, had been in relationships with married women, even had an affair while I was in the military with someone at work. And so when I came clean, my wife had questions. We had to talk about some details, and those details led to having triggers. And so there were times when we would try to be intimate, she would be triggered. And those are the kind of things we needed to work through. When a woman feels apprehensive about being intimate, almost always there's an emotional need that's not being met. Your wife will not feel safe to be sexual if she doesn't feel emotionally safe. And so there's probably an area that she needs to heal in that will help make her feel vulnerable again to be intimate. Some things you can ask yourself that will help this process are questions like, have I taken personal responsibility for sex before marriage? Have I come completely clean with my wife? Is there any area that she doesn't know about? Am I hiding anything because I want to protect her? Have you walked your moral failure out with her? Is there anything that's left undone that you need to go back and readdress? And not just readdress, but give her room to process. Remember to ask how she feels. Has she ever felt used by you? Have you taken that step of personal responsibility in that? I told my wife after the marriage intensive that I wanted her to feel safe, and so I was no longer going to pursue her intimately, so she had that time to heal. I was just not willing to push any type of sexual intimacy on her until she was comfortable enough engaging again. It was more important for me that my wife felt safe with me and being emotionally healthy than being physically intimate. This may be an area where you need to die to self and allow her that space to heal emotionally, to take pressure off her and ask her what she needs to feel safe, which might mean you need to stop making advances. It also may mean that certain acts or positions are taken off the table, as well as putting boundaries around your sexual intimacy life. And just so you know, it's not gonna bring healing to your wife if you're dying to yourself, but in the background, you're still being grouchy about the whole situation. You're actually creating more pressure at that point. You need to have a good attitude about this. I hope this sheds some light for you and your wife if this is a situation you find yourselves in. Be blessed.